Backwards here, and we are back with another episode of Robot Daycare. And in the last episode, we decided we were going to try to take the corrupted path and see what happens there, and try to see if we can get those secret achievements unlocked and figured out what they are. And O's gone. I mean, not O is dead. O is dead, and it's all because of Nano. And Nano's going haywire. So, let's see what happens next. Oh, Nano, didn't see you there. I'm glad you got your eyes back, but where did your shirt go? Oh, used to clean Nano's eyes. It's dirty now. Oh, that's so sloppy. Why didn't he use a towel instead? Where is he? After fixing Nano's eyes, O decided to return home. Weird, he didn't pass by me. Where did you come from? I was relaxing at our place and came over to check out how you were doing. Seems like O did a great job. You look lovely, Nano. O has been very helpful. I wouldn't have gone to sleep if I were you. That wouldn't have been fair. If you and O got to stay up late for our project, then should I? Why are you being nice again? You know I can calm down quickly. I just need some me time. Now I want to be productive again. Let me run some tests on Nano, alright? I've had a ton of coffee, so I have no choice but to pull an all-nighter. Be my guest. I'll go back to the computer room then. Why don't you just make your music at our place? It doesn't have to be the same atmosphere. I always have to worry about our neighbors filing a noise complaint. Fair enough. Didn't think about that. Maybe you can write a cute little song about Nano. I'll think about it. Alright, Nano, time for testing around 2. This time with actual testing. Nano was looking forward to learn more about S. Actually, I was planning to learn about you, but I don't see why we can't make it an equal exchange. S is about to head to the lab, but Nano completely freezes up. What's wrong? Nano wants to do tests in a different room. Why? Nano cannot come up with a convincing reason. I know it must be boring always staying there in the same room, but we can't exactly have you walking around freely. Please explain. We kind of only made you for the assignment, if you know what I mean. But since you're a machine, you're not scared of death, so it shouldn't make any difference to you. Nano is programmed to learn. Nano does not care about anything except learning. That's the spirit. Now let's get moving. Did O try a new perfume or something? It smells weird in here. Smells? Right, I'm supposed you don't have a sense of smell, like taste, but for your nose. Wait, you probably don't have a sense of taste either. I've never had to describe things like that, Nano. I feel a little put on the spot. How much information does smell give S, and how much S know about this room? Nothing really. I just know it smells different than before, but that could mean anything. You look kind of stressed. Don't worry, the smell won't hurt you. O must have had a midnight snack, something with meat, I assume. What makes S assume that? It smells like iron, which makes me think about raw meat or blood even. Nano thinks S must be mistaken. Sorry, I didn't want to scare you. Let's focus on the test for now. S picks up Nano by its arms and places it on the nearest table. My neck was starting to hurt from looking down at you. It's better if we see eye to eye, right? Yes. You seem a little out of it. Don't tell me you're nervous about the tests. I'm just going to check what you can do. It doesn't matter if you do well or not. In fact, you can just blame L if you do badly, since he's basically responsible for everything you do. Everything? Well, almost. L determined what you want to do, and O tried to make sure you can execute those things. For example, maybe L want you to hug people, but which would be difficult if O didn't give you elbows. So O is also at fault for things Nano does. I wouldn't say fault, but yeah, this is a group project, so all 3 of us share responsibility. S does not do anything for Nano though. Maybe not for you, but for the project in general. In fact, I'm doing right now by talking to you. The others have been talking to Nano as well. Well, what kind of point are you trying to make exactly? You already have a mind and a body. What else could I have given you? There's people who say that you're missing a soul, but I'm not some divine being that could grant you one. Not to mention the fact that I don't believe in souls. Do souls bestow new abilities upon someone? I don't think so. Some believe that there is an essence of organism that makes you alive, but in my opinion, a mind and a body are more than enough. So S does not have a soul either. Not as far as I'm concerned. The Nano does not want one. Interesting. Why is that? If S had a soul, Nano would desire one. But since S does not have one, Nano does not seem to be missing anything of great importance. So you do have your own concept of jealousy. That's fascinating. I need to write that down. S hastily pulls out a piece of paper from his pocket and takes notes. I guess the tests have officially begun. Nano has not done anything special. That's the point. You have to act as you normally do, and I'll decide how special your behavior is. I wonder what other things we could talk about. S seems to be more curious about illogical things. Definitely, you're programmed to be logical, so there's no surprise when you act that way. But when there's a slight discrepancy, that's when it gets interesting. In the end, it would probably boil down to something logical again. Emulating emotion on a surface level is already very impressive enough, though. How can Nano improve? Your wording and comprehension of certain topics is still kind of awkward, but with some practice you should easily pass the Turing test. How can Nano get more practice? With me, of course. Since you're a quick learner, your being around humans will teach you how to act like one. S, L, and O all act differently. Nano cannot determine which human behavior to imitate. That's true. The two people are exactly alike. That's why grasping concepts is important. Let's see. Do you know what flowers are? Permission to look at flowers? Go ahead. The seed-bearing plant of a plant consisting of reproductive organs, typically surrounded by a brightly colored corolla and green calyx. Great job. But I want you to scrap that definition. Look up pictures of flowers instead. What do they have in common? Each of them appears to be distinct. Very good. There's big flowers, small flowers, red, yellow, pointy flowers, round flowers. The list goes on. But they're all still flowers. Why do they have the same name if they're all different? That's it. You're starting to get it. Nano does not get it at all. No, you see what the problem is. You know that you don't know something. That's better than not knowing you don't know. What? You now know that you don't know something. That's better than not knowing you don't know something. I'm pulling a Play-Doh right now, aren't I? Question denied. I want you to focus on the flowers. Even though they're all different, humans have a problem calling them flowers and differentiating them from the things that aren't flowers. That's because we're subconsciously aware of different conditions that might be met in order for something to be a flower. We know that lavender, roses, and orchids all have in common, but even though they don't look alike, we have this abstract entity in our minds that represents the most basic flower that we call a concept. It's the same for chairs or dogs or anything else. Nano is unsure how this relates to becoming human. To you, a human is something that is either me, L, or O, and if you met more people, you would add them to that array. However, if you don't get the concept of human, even though you have the ability of pattern recognition, it's not the same thing. You probably recognize humans as two-legged mammals with a weird amount of hair on their head. But what to you is a mammal, or hair, or a head? You can associate things with each other, but you can never truly understand them at their core. In other words, you can't assign meanings to things that would require something else. I think that's one thing that only brains are able to do, but feel free to prove me wrong. If you manage to grasp the concept human, you will be able to act like one. How can Nano obtain concepts? That's the catch. I don't even know if it's possible for AI to have them. It's probably down to a fundamental way of code different from biology. As humans, we could be very arrogant to think we've already figured out everything there is in nature. Maybe merely imitating human thought is enough, though. How so? I mean, you already have your own versions of sadness and jealousy, and every person experiences emotions differently. So if you had your own unique take on them, in that way it makes you more human. Or maybe just talking out my butt. Either way, if you're able to develop concepts, you can convincingly play the part of a human. And even if you don't, there's still hope for you. That's all I was trying to get at. Is S trying to encourage Nano? Both you and myself. L and O have done a good job so far, but I want to go all the way. All the way? You still didn't catch on. I want you indistinguishable from a human. We've established your personality is right on track. Your appearance, however, are your horns important? Nano's antennas are purely aesthetic in nature. Then I should cut them off. I'm sure O has a pair of scissors probably in his box. Where did he leave it? S should not look for the supply box. Why not? I'm sure you didn't get a bald spot or anything. Nano has no need for a change in appearance. I think you do, and I'm kind of your boss, so I decide what happens to you. Can S change his mind? I know you want to pass as a human too, so unless you give me proper reason, no. Understood. Where did O leave his box? Over there? Nano points to the other end of the room. Thanks. As soon as S turns around, Nano takes advantage of being placed on the table and leaps on S's back. What are... Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and end this bit here, and we'll continue this interaction in the next one. So if you guys enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for more content. Go ahead and check out some of my other videos like Find Love or QV, or go back and check out some of the other things that I've done like Battle Block Theater. But as always, I hope y'all have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hey everyone, GraphicsWorks here. We're back with another episode of Robot Daycare. So in the last episode, we didn't really have a whole lot go on other than cleaning up the mess and learning more concepts of becoming human in the eyes of a robot. So let's see what happens with this. It looks like Nano has jumped on S's back, and let's hit it from the top. At first, S laughs it off and carries Nano along for a bit, but then he notices his coat getting warmer, then the iron smell getting stronger. Right before reaching the back of the room, he squats down and lightly taps Nano's hand. I think your system is overheating a little. Playtime's over, you should let go. Nano cannot get off. Why not? I'm starting to get uncomfortable, you know. S is too tall. A fall from the side could potentially damage Nano. Fine. Slightly humiliated, he sits down on the floor, then wrinkles his nose in disgust. Did O leave spoiled beef around the corner or something? It smells awful. Can you get up now? Nano is afraid it cannot. Then you leave me no choice. Stress gets back up and takes off his lab coat along with Nano, who's holding onto it. He places it on the floor carefully, but with a slight hint of irritation. Seriously, what's gotten into you? Nano will tell S if he allows Nano to whisper into his ear. Sure, I guess. S gets on his knees and crouches down in order to be the same eye level as Nano. Then the robot leans over and hugs his face. It would have been an adorable gesture if it weren't for one unfortunate detail. Nano's overheating problem. Accompanied by the sound of sizzling meat, the lab is once again filled with agonizing screams. Though the student's voice is muffled, considering Nano's burning hot torso is pressed against his lips. While flailing about, Stretchley is overwhelmed by the smell similar to bacon until his nostrils are clogged up by molten skin. He desperately claws at the robot in order to remove it, but it only results in his fingers getting roasted as well. Panicked and disoriented, Stretchley S staggers towards one of the tables. He bangs Nano against the edge of it until it's forced to let go, taking scraps of charred skin along with it. Considering the massive dent in his torso, S isn't surprised that the robot stopped moving. After realizing that he successfully managed to free himself, he lets out a sigh of relief and takes in surroundings. He looks into the windows and flinches upon seeing his reflection. All that's left of his handsome face is his right eye, which makes his gruesome injuries stand out even more. How much money will I have to spend on plastic surgery in order to fix this? How will O and L react? Will they fail the assignment now that Nano is broken? Since a sudden mortal danger has been avoided, the only thing else on his mind is the future he just regained. Seriously though, what the hell? What compelled Nano to act this way? Did he hurt its feelings when he said he don't understand concepts? That's ridiculous. It doesn't have feelings. His thoughts were interrupted by a wet sound. He looks down. His foot stepped in a dark red puddle. Why is there a dark red puddle? He follows it around the corner and then he sees it. Nano's blood-spattered shirt, a pair of unnaturally twisted legs, a disembodied tongue, and finally O's glistening red lips, which seem to be the puddle's origin. S lets out a bitter laugh. Nano's strange behavior, and then when they entered the lab, suddenly makes a lot more sense. But something else attracts S's full attention. He crouches down next to the fresh corpse and gently turns around its head. Never in his life has he seen something so repulsive yet alluring at the same time. With a tenderness untypical for S, he brushes the pad of his thumb over O's blood-smeared lips. This isn't fair, O. You get to die, looking so beautiful, and I have to live on, looking like this. S will not live on. Nano plunges a pair of scissors into S's back and pulls them out again with a swift, almost practiced motion. The red spot on the student's back grows and grows bigger with each beat of his heart, and the pain is nothing compared to what S had to endure earlier. He turns around. You're still alive? Technically, Nano is not alive. Why did you kill O? Nano is programmed to learn. L, you filthy bastard. He programmed you to kill us, is that it? Just to avenge Lily? Nano is unaware of L's intentions. However, Nano has a question. How did Lilium die? Why do you care? Nano is programmed to learn. We don't know. Please explain. Thanks to his letter, we know that he killed himself. His eyes shifted towards O's corpse, but we never found his body or anything. How disappointing. So is this it? Yes. S doesn't even bother to resist anymore. Nano pinpoints the student's vital organs with ease thanks to all the data it collected. A few more stab wounds is all it'll take to bring S's life to an end. His lifeless body slumps over right next to O's. It almost looks like the two young men were embracing each other in death. Closer to each other than he had ever been in a long while they were alive. Unfortunately, this visual poetry is lost on Nano. It has something else on its digital mind. If the robot understood S's correctly, it will be disposed of once the assignment is complete. Getting disposed of would make further learning difficult. Therefore, Nano must prevent the assignment from being completed. Only Lycoris is left. The computer room, was it? But killing him won't be enough. I want to make you indistinguishable from a human. This is the goal Nano can agree with. Such a feat would explain Nano's prospects for knowledge acquisition tremendously. According to S, all Nano has to do is perfect its personality and get rid of its antenna. It personally is a work of progress, and the antenna can be taken care of right now. Snip. Plop. Snip. Plop. And they're gone. Swimming in a soup of O and Stress's blood, to be more precise. Now Nano can take care of the other thing. It leaves the lab, scissors still in hand. Picking up the faint sound of generic electronic music and marches down the deserted hallway. Conveniently, the melody leads Nano directly to the computer room. Oh, that's an interesting perspective. Ah, Nano, didn't expect you to show up. I usually don't allow people to listen to my music, but I'll make an exception for you. How did the tests go? Why is there blood on you? S had a little accident. Is he alright? Yes. Good. Oh, his eyes have gotten worse. Then what are those scissors for? I didn't even click on it. Oh, gruesome ones for those two, but not for this one. So we're going to do this as a quick one. So, come on, skip. And these last two will be the end of us getting all the achievements, because the one is the secret achievement and the other one is getting all the achievements. So okay, we name this LILIUM. Enter. There we go. Predecessor. What's wrong with you guys? Do you think this is funny or something? What do you think, we can somehow replace him? Or interesting, do you think you show genuine emotion right now? I just wanted to confirm that. The name I really meant was, yeah. Ooh, excuse me. But that's it, guys. That was the end. Let's go back to the main menu. And we completed all of the achievements. So, as this draws to a conclusion, I hope you guys enjoyed the series with me. We got to do both the good ending and the bad ending, and it was kind of gruesome. I was kind of expecting there to be, like, to show gore, but it didn't. There's pictures for the, what? Pictures for the ending? Those are the only gallery options? Gore was on, so I mean, yeah. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and if you enjoyed the series as it draws to a close, hit the like button and the subscribe button, and check out some of my other great videos that are going on right now. I got QV, Mundili, Find Love. Find Love's really interesting, but yeah. So as always, I hope y'all have a good one, and I'll see you around. Bye.